My name is Brian Fuller, and I'd like to recount, when we first moved to the land in '92, we were checking out different churches in the area, and hadn't found a church home yet. When we came to Trinity, we were warmly welcomed, and by the time we left the church, we had been invited to a Super Bowl party with one of the Sunday school classes. So we were immediately felt very welcomed, and Trinity has become our second family. All of our kids have been born and confirmed and baptized here, so it's definitely our second home. Additionally, I do a lot of the work with the youth, and we have a very close youth group. They're a very close unit. One of the things that I liked about them is when we were talking about moving and things they wanted, we asked them what they liked about the youth group, and it was a sense of home. They liked it was uncomplicated. There wasn't any cliques or anything like that. It was just a place for them to go and be together. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Vicki Butters. We moved to DeLand 11 years ago, and having been involved as a church organist for 50 years back in my home state of Iowa, I knew that I wanted a church with a very strong music foundation. I visited any number of churches in the area, finally coming to Trinity, and that sealed the deal. It offered me all kinds of ways to worship, to serve within the church itself. Trinity is just like coming home.
Hi, I'm Lori.
I'm Rick.
And we met here at church in the 70s as youth. Reverend Harnish was the youth minister, and it was just phenomenal. We did.
She fell in love with me.
Yes. We met at the dances here they used to have on Saturday night.
Secretly.
Yeah.
Because we really didn't talk at the dances, not at first.
Yes.
If it wasn't for who?
If it wasn't for Dick Brunning.
Yeah.
He was the MC of the dances.
And the man with the flashlight.
Yes.
He put his flashlight on me so many times.
Yes. It was dark, and we'd be dancing, and he'd have his flashlight just going around, and he pinpointed.
Stop that, Jones. Yeah, he did that a lot. Yeah, but if it wasn't for Dick Brunning, that wouldn't have happened. So that was. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, Dick.
And then we went on retreats to Leesburg, and
that's where we really met each other. Is really there.
Yes.
And what did you say to me?
We were in the cafeteria, and
I was so cool looking.
And he was standing alone, and I wanted to meet him, so I walked up to him and I said, "You don't say very much, do you?"
And I said, "I don't have very much to say."
And the rest is history. So this church, and we got married at this church.
Yeah, right over there.
Yep, in 1978.
Yeah.
And so it's been 36 and a half wonderful years. So, so this
we'll go with that.
This church has meant a lot to us in all these years. And so if it wasn't for this church and this church family, we wouldn't have met.
Yeah, we would not have, yes.
Yes, so.
Cut.
My name is Cindy, and I've been a member here for over 30 years. I'm very involved in the music ministry. Along with my church family, they have been my lifeline, literally, for over 30 years. Cut.
Okay.
Wait, come on, wait.
I want to use some of that. Cut. Recording speed and action.
My name is Cindy, and I've been a member here for over 30 years. I'm very involved in the music ministry along with my church family, has been a lifeline for me. We've had very wonderful times at Trinity. We've also had very devastating times in our lives, but the one constant is the church and the church family. I spend a lot of time here. It's the place where I feel most content and most at peace and happy, unconditional love. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we in Trinity will be doing like the next 30 some odd years.
Hi, I'm Bethany.
And Brian.
And this is Claire Elise. And we've been members for over 10 years, 15 years? I don't even know.
13.
13. And we came here from Gainesville. We'd been at a Methodist church there, and when we relocated here, we were nervous about finding a new church, but we had a connection here with Marilyn Thomas, and she invited us our first Sunday, and everyone was so amazing and so welcoming to us that we never looked anywhere else, and we've been here ever since. We became involved in the music ministry and sang in the praise team for many years, and now our daughter was baptized here by Pastor Brian, and we feel so loved and welcomed here, and our daughter is being loved and welcomed as so many children in this church have over many, many, many years. And so we feel blessed that she gets to come here and have people who love her so much and accept her and welcome her and make her know God's love from such an early age. So can you tell them what you love to do, baby? What do you like to do at church? So, do you like to sing with the praise team?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like to play on the piano.
Yeah, you like to play with Mr. Don on the piano? And do you like to go to children's moments?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're just very blessed to be part of Trinity.
Hi, I'm Ann Jenkins. I have so many memories I had to write them down. So I found Trinity during my Stetson days with a few other students. 3 of us that got married here thanks to Charles Heizenreiter, and 1 was sponsored by Trinity to be a Methodist minister. That's Bob Beauchamp. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate all the love that Trinity has shown me and my family the whole time we've been here. Raising 2 kids, Leela and Gid, on a very frugal budget, we tended to come a few blocks from home to church because everything was free. You know, thanks to the Kellogg's, we even got our golden retriever puppy from the fall festival, and we named him after the associate pastor, Durwood Fauché, and we called him Woody. We ended up with a great Sunday school group because we kept trying to rally all our friends to come to Trinity, and we tried to get our kids to bring their parents to Trinity and their kids' friends and so forth and so on. Our kids just grew up with Vacation Bible School, Halloween party, Sunday school, the entertainment nights that Kanya and Cindy helped them put together with the youth group. So many wonderful memories. But there are couple of memories that I just really want to point out. Two incidents that are particularly memorable to me was when our daughter Leela, her confidence was really waning to get up in front of people, and lo and behold, Kanya came up with an idea of having the kids do a talent show. So Leela was able to recite her poem, a Robert Frost poem, and when she stood up there and did that, get choked up, she was back. Her confidence was back, and she hasn't been able to quit talking in front of people ever since. The other incident that's just so funny in our minds is when our son Gid and his buddy Adam had been over to the Oktoberfest at St. Peter's, and they needed to use a phone. So they come back to their second home, Trinity, and break into the church to use the phone. And lo and behold, if it wasn't the night before the fall festival. And so who was guarding the fort but Dick Pierce and Tom Geromos? So they hear this racket with these kids breaking into the church, and they come tearing down the halls with these baseball bats, chasing these kids and scaring the living daylights out of them. And do you know what? Of course, they were in trouble. But, you know, it was a few years later when Dick Pierce's wife, Neva, passed away that, you know, Dick sought out Gid, I'll get choked up again, and handed over so many of Neva's art supplies to Gid to use because he was such an artsy kid. Anyway, I just have so many memories of the wonderful people here, the Dottie Granthams who would say, Leela, come here and give me a hug. Hug her, and then say, now quit running these halls. Or Winona Call, who would tutor one of our kids in math. You know, there were just so many wonderful people, and I just have to say that loving our kids and keeping them straight and helping us try to keep them straight was so important. So when you all said the baptism vows and we will help support these kids, you did it. You did a great job. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Charles Meyer, mostly known as Chuck. And what else you wanted?
Give us your best memory from Trinity, if you can think of one.
Well, I remember first coming here. It was shortly before I got married to Lois Waples. We got married in the church. And shortly thereafter, I started being ushering. I think it was in 80 or 81 when I started ushering. And I've been ushering ever since, except for a period of time that I had a fractured back. I've been out about 6 months now, so just now getting back in. So, but I've served on the trustees, board of trustees. I don't know how many times they kept wanting me back because the new minister never knew anybody, so they wanted us to stay on. And I used to be in the general contracting business, and I've done a little bit of work here at the church, but not a whole lot. Other than that, it's just good to be back again.
Hey, I'm Maya Carr. I'm the pastor's daughter. I've been here 4.5 years. I'm part of the praise team, the youth group, the puppet team, and a bunch of other stuff I can't think of right now. And I guess there's a lot of great moments I've had here. This is like my second home. I've met a lot of great people here with the youth group. Patricia wanted me to say that. And Alex. I guess a really great moment, I guess, would be when the youth group will have like really fun games. Like we'll do Underground Church. And so I love playing that. That's like Manhunt. And we'll goof around and it's really fun. And it's really like, we all like unite and it's really cool. So Trinity is just my second home and I've really loved it here. And I'm really glad that we're here and I can't wait to continue more years here. So yeah.
Hi, my name is April Brunning, and I've been attending Trinity United Methodist for 17 years now. My husband grew up in this church, so for him it was already family. For me, it became my family. My children were born here, and they were raised here, and they've been here their whole lives, and it's like part of our own family. That everyone at this church is like family members to us, and to me, that's very important. So I love everyone here, and I'm very proud to be part of this church.
Hi, I'm Lana Saxon. I want to talk about two women, godly women, sisters, 2 of 5 sisters who were raised at the Florida United Methodist Children's Home. Their father could not raise them after their mother died, and so he took them to the children's home when it was in his very infancy. Their names are Zona McAlexander and Uretta Faber. Zona was a member of this church for many years. She was the church secretary for 12 years, I believe, and even after she quit, she kept a Rolodex at her home with everybody's name, their births, their deaths, when they joined the church. She just knew everything about everybody. She used to say that she drove the old ladies around to their doctor's appointments. And of course, at that time in my life, 1979, I thought she was one of them too. She was a good cook. I can remember her chicken pie and her caramel cake. She knew Jim Harnish, and he came to be a part of her service whenever she passed away. Then there was her sister, Uretta Faber. Uretta never married. She taught school for a while and then took care of her father. She taught Sunday school at Trinity, 3-year-olds for 30 years. When I met her when I was missions chairman, she offered to help. We took up food for the neighborhood center every October through December. Everybody brought their canned food in paper sacks. So every Monday morning, she would go into the closet, which is underneath the sanctuary, and take out the food and put it on the shelf. She never had much money. She walked everywhere she went. She lived in a very sparsely furnished apartment. She loved the Needlework Guild and did a lot of work for that. She was a very special lady, and I enjoyed knowing her. One of the funniest things that both the sisters did involved the telephone. They would call you or you would call them, and they would state their business, and then they would find the answer, and then click, phone went down. First time it ever happened to me, I was so stunned, I thought, what happened? But every time they called, they did the same thing. No chit chat, find out what you need, click, no goodbyes. As I said before, they were women of God and they loved this church. We honored Zona by having a pew dedicated in her name, and we honored Uretta by having the closet underneath the sanctuary named for her.